Well, it began at 8:30. The doorbell rang. I was waiting for somebody, and they opened the door without checking who was there. And one of my employees came into the company, and at that moment I could see from a window in front of my company, I could see from that window that there was a man with a rocket launcher and a Kalashnikov, and I immediately could see that we were in a situation of danger. So I turned round, went to see my employee, and I told him to hide. And then I turned back because I knew that the two of us couldn't hide, so I went back towards them. And I must admit that at that point I thought that was the end, that was the end of it. And in fact, they came in. They weren't aggressive. They said, "Don't worry, we just want to come in." And then at that point, I said to them, "Would you like something to drink?" And so we prepared a coffee. I prepared a coffee for them. And to get them to come just forward, not to the back where Lilian was hiding. And that's how it began. And then afterwards, one of my suppliers arrived. It lasted about an hour. I spent about an hour with them. So then at 9 o'clock, one of my suppliers arrived before the gendarmes because my employee had warned them. I also had called the gendarmerie, so I knew that they were about to arrive. And they said that anyway it's going to finish there. So then we went down, or at least I said to, how can I say it? I told those people that my supplier really had nothing to do there, so could they let him go? So they did. So then we went down and we went towards my supplier, and I told him to leave, so he immediately understood the situation, so he left. And I closed the portal. We went back, and then the gendarme came in. They came down, and then they shot at the gendarme, and then I took refuge in my office, and then I heard people coming upstairs. I didn't know if there was a gendarme or not. And when they came up, I heard, and they said, "Where are you, sir? Where are you, sir?" And I came out of my hiding place because I was well hidden. And I said, "Don't worry, I'm here." It's amazing. I could say to them, "Don't worry," because I was just terrified that they were just going to the end. And as I didn't know where Lilian was hidden, I knew that he was hidden, but I had no idea where. And so, because I turned back immediately to go and welcome them in inverted commas, I didn't know where he'd hidden in my company. And I didn't want them to go to the end of the building. And then I noticed that one of them was wounded. And when I felt that he was tense, I said, "Look, if you want, I could look after you." So he sat down, and I helped him with a plaster once and twice. And I could see it was just a superficial wound. So then I just calmly actually just put his plaster on again, or bandage on again, because it was too tight. And at that point I said to them, "Could I leave?" And the older brother said, "No, not immediately." And the younger brother said, "No, not immediately." So then they said, "Can you prepare the bandage again?" And I felt that things could change at that point, because I felt that they were certainly nervous. So once again I asked the question, and they said, "No, not immediately." So then I in fact again did the bandage, and then at that point I said to them, "Look, can I leave now?" And they said yes. They said, "Go on." So I turned round, and then I thought to myself, should I say to them that there was somebody else in the company? Whether should I tell them about Lilian being there? And that's when that was the most difficult thing for me, really, because after all, I got out of the company. I thought they were following me, so I got out, and then the gendarmes put me in safety. The GIGN, the gendarmes were wonderful. They did great work, and so then I was terrified until 1700. That was really the hardest thing. So you knew that Lilian was there. Yes, of course. I told him to hide. So you were scared that whole time? Well, scared. I don't know how I managed to stay calm. I stayed calm throughout. Under those certain circumstances. It's a situation, of course, that I'd never been faced with before in my life. I still stayed calm, I communicated, because after all, right from the start, I imagined anyway that I wouldn't be alive any longer at night, so I wasn't scared. No, I must admit that. And in fact, they weren't aggressive as far as I was concerned. Even when they shot at the gendarme, I didn't get the impression that they were going to harm me, even if it does seem to be unbelievable. But that's precisely the situation I found myself in, because possibly they had an ounce of humanity as far as I was concerned, because they let me out. It's surprising also that they didn't find the other person. Yes. Well, it's not incredible. It's magnificent. And that's what I was really terrified of. That's what I was most worried about. Thank you very much.